Time for some yoga asana with the intention. So we've been focusing a lot on the foundation of the poses, and we've been focusing a lot on the foot lock, the Pada Bandha and the Hasta Bandha. I still want you to focus on those things as far as anything that's touching the ground. And now the invitation is to add in with the root chakra, our foundation chakra, to grab a block and put it between your inner thighs. Go ahead and stand up and put the block between the inner thighs. And it depends on how wide your pelvis is as to the width of the block, right? Okay. So put your attention down on your feet, align your heels behind your second and third toes, lift and spread the toes, press down through the base of the big toe, the center of the heels, lift the crown of the head up. Pull the inner thighs in. So squeeze into the block on a scale of 1 to 10, squeeze into the block about a 5. Go to 10, just so you know what 10 feels like. Go to 10, like, oh, really squeeze. And then go to 0, and it's just like soggy. It just stays there because that's just what happens. Now go to a 5, yeah? So the interesting thing with the pull the inner thighs in is we also want to invite to rotate the inner ankles back. So it's almost like you're trying to squeeze the block out the back of your legs. Now that tends to lock out my knees. So the invitation is to slight bend in the knees, pull the inner thighs in, rotate the inner thighs back with a slight bend in the knees. Okay. Or are you breathing while you do this? Great. And now the invitation is to maintain that in the legs and lift the front of the pelvis up, pull pit of belly to spine. Pull the shoulders up towards the ears, press the shoulder blades in towards the spine. Draw the front ribs in and the jawline straight back. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. So as we move through the practice, the invitation is going to be, and I love looking at your hands and seeing that your palms are open. So that's the other invitation in the practice today, is to be in the experience of the palms open. Yeah, you're all practicing from home. There's lots of other noises and things in life happening. And the invitation is to practice with the energy of palms open. So if anything does show up in your practice, whether it's frustration or anger or joy or just name it, you name it, the temptation is for our thoughts to grab onto it, our egos to grab onto it. So everybody hold your palms up in front of you, and we'll practice this. So anytime a thought comes up that is not helpful, whether it's a reaction to something happening in your life outside of your asana practice, imagine it in the palm of your hand and squeeze it. Squeeze it, hold it tight. And if it's a happy thought, you're squeezing the joy out of it. And if it's an unhappy thought, we're holding on to it. So now open the palms again, and we'll just let it go. And I love that in most of the practices in the asana practices that I teach, the palms are open, whether it's warrior 2 out there or overhead or chair pose, palms are open. So we're practicing letting things in and letting things out without grabbing onto it. So let's get curious. I'll have you start in child's pose. Take the block away for the first child's pose. You can rest your forehead on the block so it's right there and handy. Any height for the child's pose. Notice here, palms open onto your mat. And feel everything that's touching the floor, the fingertips, the palms, the forearms, elbows, knees, shoelace part of the feet, toe tips. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, clear, audible, exhale. This is not clear, it's a little foggy. Do that again, in through the nose. Let it go, exhale. Seal your lips, come into your Ujjayi breath. Victorious breath. Feel the mat underneath your hands and feet and elbows and knees. Take one more breath cycle here. In and out. Tabletop, put the block between the inner thighs. Gently squeeze the block. Set yourself up so you have a firm foundation. Squeeze the block in and back and take cow pose. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round, look back. Remember, on a scale of 0 to 10, move through cow pose, cat pose. Be at a level 5 with the pull in. Take a couple more cycles. See what you're looking at along the way. Pull belly button to spine. One more breath in, one more breath out in tabletop, moving through cows and cats. Downward facing dog. Hands nice and wide. Keep the block between the inner thighs and bend the knees a lot. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other and press the block towards the wall behind you. And notice what happens in your hands and arms as you pull in and rotate the inner ankles and leg bones back. Deep breath in. Focus your eyes to one spot. Breathe out. Walk your hands back to your feet. Ragdoll at the back of your mat. Realign the heels behind the second and third toes. Lift and spread the toes. Press the base of the big toes down. Center the heels down. Squeeze the legs in towards center. At a level 5, rotate the inner thighs back. Have a little or a big bend in the knees. Either look towards the tip of your nose or close your eyes for one more breath in. Breathe out. From the foundation and the pull in with the inner thighs, roll up, extended mountain pose. Inhale. Hands to heart center, exhale. Just get curious. There's no right or wrong way to do this practice with a block between the inner thighs. It's to have discovery. So slight bend in the knees so you can pull the inner thighs in, rotate the inner ankles back. Lift the front of the pelvis up, pit of belly to spine. Take a deep breath in. Notice the palms are open here, but touching each other in the gesture of Anjali Mudra, offering and inviting in. So what do you choose to offer and invite in for your practice today? And we'll Om 3 times, the sound of universal consciousness. Inhale. Inhale here. Exhale, release your hands by your side, stand tall. Pull into midline with the inner thighs. Inhale, extended mountain pose, reach up. Get curious with the block, forward fold, bend the knees, rotate the inner ankles back, push the block back. Flat back, breathe in, keep pushing the block back as you pull in. High plank, keep pushing the block back, pull in, option to lower the knees, shift your weight forward, take another breath in. Pull into the block as you take low plank on your exhale. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Pull into the block, pause, get curious. Slight bend in the elbows. Rotate the block up towards the ceiling as you pull the pit of the belly in. Yeah, that's it, breathe in. Squeeze the block, press the block back to downward facing dog. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. So you might need to adjust the block so that it's more towards the back so that when you do up dog, you have more space. Right, if this is yogi's choice, if you're gonna jump to the front of your mat, then squeeze the block and do that. If you're not gonna jump, then walk your hands back to your feet so that you can be in the action of pulling the inner thighs in. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, go either front or back depending on the action you're practicing. Flat back, breathe in. Hold, breathe out. Pull the inner thighs in, extended mountain pose, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Flat back, breathe in. High to low plank. If you jumped forward, then jump back. pull in. If you walked back, then walk forward. Inhale, up dog. Get curious around the pull the inner thighs in. Downward facing dog. Exhale, send the block up and back. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Pull pit of belly to spine. Yeah, Mercedina and everyone, bend the knees. Yeah, so you can send the sit bones up towards the ceiling. Yeah, beautiful. Squeeze the block in and back on a level 5. Lift the heels, look where you're going, and exhale, walk or jump there. Flat back, pull in. Forward fold, rotate the legs back. Extended mountain pose, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Move as fast or as slow as you need to. Flat back, breathe in. High to low plank, take your time. Especially pull in the chaturanga and the up dog. Downward dog, rotate the inner thighs up and back. Inhale here. Exhale it out. Lift your heels, look forward or back. Go where you're going, either back or forward. Flat back, breathe in. Hold, breathe out. Chair pose, inhale. Utkatasana. Get curious, what's available. Pull belly button to spine. So here's an interesting place to pull in and rotate the block towards the floor. Squeeze the inner thighs down while you pull the pit of the belly in and up towards the spine. Take a deep breath in here. Airplane the arms, exhale. Tilt the torso forward. Option to pull into the block and lift the heels up for drinking bird. Pull in, pull belly button to spine. See what you're looking at. Take another breath in. Heels higher if you lifted them, sit the hips lower. Squeeze the block as you reach up, extended mountain pose. Forward fold, exhale. Flat back, breathe in. Your vinyasa, high to low plank. Notice the moments where you want to let go of the block with the inner thighs and get curious what's available. If you stay with it, down dog when you're ready. With your right hand, just kidding, with the left hand, grab the block. Is that what I want to do? Put the block back. Right hand, grab the block. Right foot forward, warrior one. Bring the block up in your hand, straight ahead. Hold the block between the palms of the hands, palms open. Pull the shoulders up towards the ears, press the shoulder blades in towards the spine. From the floor, press down. Scissor your legs in towards each other. And gently press the block in towards center. Take a deep breath in. Stay here, option to reach your fingertips overhead and look up. Block in the right hand to put the block back for high plank. Low plank, pull the block in. Upward dog C. Downward dog, send the hips high. Grab the block in the left hand to step the left foot forward. Warrior one. Put the block between the hands straight out in front of you. Deep breath in. Focus your eyes. Lift and spread the toes. Scissor the legs towards center so that creates the pull the inner thighs in. Focus your eyes, breathe. Option to take the block overhead on your next breath in. Block in the left hand. High plank, put the block between the inner thighs. Low plank on your exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. See one spot and notice. So that'll be the sun B today. And I'll cue you, right hand grabs the block when we do right foot forward, warrior one, left hand when we do left foot forward, warrior one. Lift the heels, look where you're going. Exhale, pull in as you go there. Flat back, breathe in. Fold on the exhale. Chair pose for the breath in. Airplane arms, option for lifting the heels. Extended mountain pose, breathe in, squeeze the block in and back. Forward fold, pit of belly to spine, bend the knees. Flat back, breathe in. Exhale, high to low plank, however you're going there. Inhale through up dog. Exhale to down dog. Grab the block with the right hand. Right foot forward, warrior one. Press down, rise up, pull the inner thighs in. Block in the right hand for high to low plank, put it between the inner thighs. You adjust the breath as needed. Inhale through up dog. Exhale to down dog. Left block in left hand, left foot forward, warrior one. Take the breath in. High to low plank with your left hand. Put the block back between the inner thighs. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Come back to that idea around the open palm. As things show up that try to take you out of the moment and into reaction, palms open energetically. Let it come, let it go. One more sun bee. Lift your heels, look forward. Exhale, travel to the front of the mat. Flat back, breathe in. Hold, breathe out. Chair pose for one breath in. Drinking bird, airplane the arms, squeeze in. Squeeze in as you go mountain pose. Press your feet down. Forward fold. Exhale, pull in, slight bend in the knees. Flat back, inhale, focus the eyes. High to low plank, breathe out. Inhale, up dog. Downward dog. Right handed with the block, right foot forward, warrior one. Press down, scissor the legs in. High to low plank, use your right hand to put the block back. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left hand grabs the block. Left foot forward, warrior one. Take a breath in, C. High to low plank, use the left hand to put the block back. Inhale, upward dog. Squeeze in, downward facing dog, exhale. Focus your eyes. Experience your breath. Literally palms open and energetically palms open. Deep breath in. Empty out. Grab the block with the right hand. Crescent lunge. Right foot forward. Start with the back knee down. Bring the block between your hands. Lift and spread your front toes. Press the foot down. Scissor your right hip back. Pull belly button to spine. Inhale here. Exhale. Bring your hands in with the block between the hands and twist to the right. Press the block with your hands to expand the chest. You may stay vertical or hook the elbow across the thigh. You may stay wherever you are or lift the back knee off the mat for 5. Breathe for 4. See what you're looking at for 3. Rather than having the block be just decoration, how can you use it? You pull in to expand out. Reach up, crescent lunge with the block overhead or straight out in front of you. Take a deep breath in here. Pull belly button to spine, breathe out. Slowly press in with your hands into the block. Press in the block with your palms. Slowly transfer your weight to your right foot, eagle, left foot over. Without hopping forward, press into the block, either palm straight out or bring it into the center of chest. Deep breath in. Squeeze the block with your palms. Press the shoulder blades back. Put the same amount of action, effort into the inner thighs. And pull the shins together. Take a deep breath in here. Sit a little lower, breathe out. Squeeze the block as you step back to crescent lunge. Squeeze the block with the hands as you step back. Reach the arms high, inhale. Use the right hand with the block, high to low plank, chaturanga. Put the block back between the inner thighs. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, squeeze the block to down dog. With your left hand, grab the block, crescent lunge, left foot forward. Start with the back knee down, block between the hands. Focus your eyes, could be on the block, could be beyond. Scissor the legs, pull the left hip back, pull belly button to spine. Press the block together as if someone were gently pulling on the block away from you, but you pull it in just enough so they can't take it. Take a deep breath in. Bring the block in, twist to the left. Press the block with your hands to look further left or hook the elbow across the thigh. Breathe in. See what you're looking at. Press the block option to lift the back knee from the mat. Press in, pull in. See what you're looking at. Breathe out. Crescent lunge, inhale. Bring the block straight out in front of you. Press into the block as you transfer your weight. So it's a transfer, not a hop forward. For eagle, right leg over. Press into the block. You could keep the block out or bring it into center of chest. Press in through the legs and the hands for 5. See what you're looking at. Squeeze in, breathe. 2 more breaths. Squeeze in, then go deeper. Squeeze in with the legs and the hands, then go deeper. Pressing in through the block, step back to crescent lunge, slowly. Press into the block, inhale, option to reach high. Left hand replaces the block between the inner thighs, high to low plank. Inhale, squeeze the block, up dog. Down dog, squeeze the block, send the hips high. See what you're looking at. Open the palms, press down through the base of the pointer fingers and thumbs. 1 more breath cycle here. Empty out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to the front of the mat, pulling in. Flat back, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Chair pose, inhale. Squeeze the block, bring your hands to heart prayer. Inhale here. Option to stay vertical and twist or hook the elbow inside the inner thigh of the left knee. Inner thigh of the left knee, pull in, or you can even press into the block. If it works in your body to bring the left elbow outside the right knee, please do. And notice, what's the action in the inner thighs? If the block is getting all wonky, then you get to back off, squeeze in to create the stability in the pelvis. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Forward fold, yogi toe lock. Wrap your first 2 peace fingers around the inside of the big toe. Inhale, look forward, and on the exhale, pull in to the block as you fold deeper. Focus your eyes either to the tip of your nose or eyes closed. Pull the inner thighs in, rotate the inner thighs back. Soften the neck and jaw. 1 more breath cycle here. Go a little deeper, exhale. Chair pose, inhale. Pull into the block, twist to the left, either vertical twist or hook the elbow to inner thigh or outer thigh. The block is your clue if you've compromised the pelvis here. So if the block goes into a different feeling in the inner thighs, and that's your invitation to back off. Take another breath in. Pull in, press the elbow into the leg if you're there, twist and see. Gorilla pose. Slide your hands under your feet. Squeeze the block, just level 5. Actually, probably here you could be more like a 4. Rotate the inner thighs back. Let the head hang heavy. Open palms here. 1 more big breath in. Sit a little lower, breathe out. Not sit a little, fold a little deeper. All right, let's get curious around crow pose. You'll put the block, the narrow height, between the big toes. So they'll be between, or the kind of the inner arches of the feet. Squeeze the block, lean forward, see if you can pick the block up. Squeeze the block, lift up. For 5, breathe. For 4, 3. Squeeze the block. 2. Even if your feet don't lift off the floor, still squeeze in. Release. Any questions on that? All right, put the block, actually grab the block with your hands, squeeze the block in as you reach up, extended mountain. Hands to heart center with the block between the hands. Lift the right knee up, deep breath in. Squeeze the knee in towards center. Press the block towards center for 5. Option to extend the leg forward for 4, 3, 2, 1. Listen, take the block in the left hand, palm up, come into dancer. So the first thing that tends to happen in dancer is the knee splays out to the side. And you put in the action of pull in towards midline as you kick the leg back. Pull in, then kick back. Breathe. 5, 4, see what you're looking at. 3, 2. Release, shimmy, shake it out. Rebring the block between the heart, or between the hands at the heart, just for a moment to regain the awareness around the pull in. Take a breath in. Lift the left knee up, breathe out. Pull belly button to spine, inhale. Press the shoulder blades in towards the spine, exhale. Breathe the pull in as you take the right hand up at the block, left foot back, dancer. Put your attention on the pull in with the inner thighs before you kick back. The moment you lose the pull in as you're kicking back is your clue to back off. See what you're looking at, breathe on purpose. 5, 4, 3, 2, pull in as you expand out. Release. Put the block back between the inner thighs. Stand in mountain pose, palms forward. Let's take a moment. Pull in towards the center, rotate the inner thighs back, slight bend in the knees. Lift the front of the pelvis up, pit of belly to spine. Pull the shoulders up towards the ears, breathe in. Press the shoulder blades in towards the spine, breathe out. Draw the front ribs in towards center, inhale. Pull the jaw straight back, breathe out. Extended mountain pose, inhale. We're not at a 10, we're at a 5. Forward fold, exhale. Flat back, breathe in. High to low plank, breathe out. Got the block. Inhale, up dog, pull in to the block. Downward dog, exhale, send the block up and back. Take the block in the right hand. Crescent lunge, right foot forward. Inhale. Pause with the arms forward, hands on the block. Open palms. Just open palms, let whatever comes in, come in. Let whatever goes out, go out. Warrior 2 with the block in the right hand. Focus your eyes on the block. Lift and spread your toes. And pull in, pull the thigh bones in. You might lift up an inch or so because you're pulling in. Straighten the right leg, breathe out. And then come back into warrior 2, breathe in. Reverse warrior, follow the block up. Extended side angle, put the block on the inside, tall height of your right foot. Lift and spread your toes. Reach the left hand high. Notice if you've collapsed in to see how deep you can go. Rather than lift the toes, pull the thigh bones in, as if you had the energy of the block between the inner thighs. You pull in, maintain the pull in as you lunge as deep as you can go with the maintain of the pull in. Take another breath. Focus your eyes to one spot, breathe out. High plank, put the block between the inner thighs. Low plank, breathe out. Inhale, up dog. Squeeze the block, down dog. Take the block in the left hand, left foot forward, crescent lunge. Have the block between the palms. Deep breath in, pull in as if someone were trying to pull the block out of your hands, but you're pulling in just enough. Yes, deep breath in. Scissor the legs towards each other, breathe out. Block in the left hand, warrior two. Look at the block. So it's interesting, the block is causing our left hand to not be open, right? So notice the energy of the gripping here. Reverse warrior, breathe in. Extended side angle, breathe out. Left hand on the block under the left, by the left inner shin. Relift the toes. Slight bend in the back knee so you can pull action in towards midline. Take a deep breath in. See what you're looking at, breathe out. Pull the inner thighs in. And then lunge as deep as you can go with the pull in. High plank, put the block between the inner thighs. Inhale, upward dog. Downward dog, exhale. Take the block in the right hand. Right foot forward, warrior one. Hold the block out in front of you. Pull in with the arms, pull the right hip back. Take a deep breath in. Straighten the front leg, breathe out. Reach the block forward as far as you can go. Reach, 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 reach. And then twisting triangle, bring the left hand to the block on the floor. Or actually, everyone put the block flat height on your shin. Press into the shin, into the block, into the shin. And twist right. Push your shin also back into the block. Breathe. Pull belly button to spine. Look as far to the right as you can go. Breathe out. Use your right hand to put the block, high plank. Low plank on your exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Block in the left hand. Left foot forward, warrior one. Block straight out in front of you. Press into the block. Pull the left hip back. Inner thighs in. Lift and spread the toes. Straighten the front leg. Deep breath in. Squeeze the block as you reach the block. Forward, 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 forward. Then put the block on the left shin. Right hand twisting triangle. Press into the block. Pull belly button to spine. Press the shin into the block and the hand into the block. Breathe. Either look down at the floor or as far to the left as your body allows. Press and breathe. While you see 3, 2, 1. Left hand to put the block between the inner thighs. High to low plank. Exhale. Inhale, up dog. Squeeze the block to go to down dog. Take a moment, check in. Notice the palms open. Press the base of the pointer fingers and thumbs into the mat. Slight bend in the knees so that you have safer access to pull into the block. Lower the knees to camel pose. Squeeze into the block as you take the pose. Notice the moment where you lose the grip or action in the block and then back off. It might mean you don't go as far into the back bend. And then energetically open the palms, either on the back or on the heels for 5. Squeeze into the block. 4, 3, breathe. 2, squeeze into the block. Come up. Curl the toes under, sit back onto the heels. You can actually take the block and put it on your heels and sit on the block. So toes curled under so you're feeling a stretch in the arch of your feet. Screaming toes pose. And then open the palms, back of the hands on the thighs with the palms up. You can close your eyes or look to a spot on the floor and notice. Let this be a practice of allowing instead of grasping onto the good, bad, or otherwise. And back to your Ujjayi breath. Two more breaths. Notice if there's any gripping, grasping, and can you let go? One more breath. Lean forward, gently shake out the feet. Shake, shake, shake. Bridge pose with the block. Bridge pose, you could bring the block a little wide up to the medium width. As you come onto your back. Squeeze the block, level 5, not more, as you lift your hips up. And then lower your hips down a couple inches so that you can tuck the tailbone up, then re-lift. The block is a great tool to notice how we check out and go into default, especially coming into back bends. Bend the elbows 90 degrees, point your fingertips up towards the ceiling with the palms open. Take a deep breath in. Press into the back of the arms to lift the hips even higher. Squeeze the block. See what you're looking at. Wheel prep. You can bring your palms to the mat, wide to the edges of the mat, elbows point up towards the ceiling. If you can't keep the block between the inner thighs today, then that's your clue to not go any further. See if you can go up to the crown of your head and keep the block between the inner thighs. Breathe. Palms open energetically, stay or come down. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out, squeeze the block and come back up. Go for it, squeeze the block. Energetically open the palms and physically open the palms. Go as far as you can go, keeping the inner thighs pulled in. Stay or come down. You get two more. Two more times to get curious and go back up. Squeeze the block. Pull in. Pull belly button to spine. Open palms. Stay or come down. One more breath. Exhale, go back up. You got it for 5. For 4, pull in to midline. 3, 2, see what you're looking at. Come down, take the block away. Knock the knees in towards each other for just a moment. And set the block to the side. One palm on heart, one hand on belly. Stay here or come into Supta Baddha Konasana. The soles of the feet together. If you're in Supta Baddha Konasana, press the balls of the feet and the heels together, level 2, 3. So not full action, but just enough that you're still pulling in. You can keep the palms open on the torso or rest the hands by the sides, palms up towards the ceiling. Just notice. One more breath cycle here. Give the knees a squeeze into the chest. Nice squeeze. And I'll have you use the block between the inner thighs just for a few more poses of core. And then we'll let it go. Put the block back between, this time put it between the ankles or feet. Squeeze the block, belly button to spine for 60-30 leg lift. Take a deep breath in, open palms on the floor, lower the legs 30 degrees. Squeeze the block, breathe in. Stay or come down, 30 more. Squeeze the block, breathe in. Stay or come down to a hover, squeeze the block, and then lift the legs back up. 2 more rounds of that, breathe in. Exhale, lower 30 degrees. Pull your toes towards your face, breathe in. Stay or come down 30 more degrees. Deep breath in. Stay or come down to a hover, squeeze the block. Lift back up, 1 more round, breathe in. Exhale, lower. Pull in, see what you're looking at. Stay or come down, 30 more. Breathe. Exhale, stay or come down to a hover, squeeze in. Lift the legs back up. Take the block and put it on your right thigh, the flat height. Bring your feet like chair pose, or knees 90 degrees. Press your left elbow into the block if you need to have it on the tall height. You're welcome to do that. Press the elbow into the block, into the thigh. For a hold in Yogi Bicycle, option to extend the left leg long, 2 inches from the mat. Breathe. Press into the block with the knee for the thigh and the elbow. And switch sides. Breathe. Have the block at whatever distance from the thigh you need it so that you can have a pull in action. 5, 4, 3, 2, breathe. 1 more set, that's it, just 1 more round. Press the block into the thigh, you got it. Go for it, breathe. Press the block and the elbow and the thigh together. Switch sides, last one. Have your energy be the open palm. Let the sensations come in, let them go out. 1 more breath. Back to center, rock up to boat pose with the block between the inner thighs. Last exercise with the block. Pull the shoulders back. Squeeze the block as you lean back. If you want, you could put it between the ankles. For 5, squeeze in towards middle for 4. Yeah, you got it, I see you're doing it. Press the shoulder blades in towards the spine. Downward dog. I mean, if you want to put it between the inner thighs for this last chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Runner's lunge, right foot forward. Now this pose, you still pull in for the first 30 seconds here in lizard lunge. Open the palms and put them together in prayer. Hug the knee in for 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. Galaxy pose. Ooh, the opposite of the pull in. You do hand to thigh or hand to back ankle. Pull belly button to spine. Stay in this moment with your breath. Half pigeon or lay on your back for supine figure 4. Be intentional with your hands here. So the palms are open, whether it's down towards the floor or up towards the ceiling or touching palms together. Gently pull the belly button in towards the spine. Cycle here. the back leg around. For double pigeon, either left foot in front or left ankle across the right thigh. You can lift your hips up off the floor to set both sit bones down. If it's available, bring your hands to the soles of your feet and press your feet into your hands. Press your hands back into your feet as you take each exhale to go 1 millimeter or more forward. Press the feet into the hands and the hands into the feet. On a scale of 1 to 10, about a 4. One more breath cycle. Open palm energy. Downward facing dog. Pedal out the knees. Left foot forward, runner's lunge. Lizard lunge, hug the knee in towards the shoulder. You can stay up on the palms, you can lower the forearms. So whatever arm position you choose, pick a hand position with the palms open. Galaxy pose. Any variation. Continue to come back to the breath. If you want to close your eyes, look towards the tip of your nose or the middle of your forehead. Half pigeon or supine figure 4. BKS Iyengar, yogi that trained my teacher Baron Baptiste in alignment, speaks about how in life we tend to reach towards things. We reach for them rather than reaching from. And how it's so much safer to pull in to center, whether it's physically or energetically pull in so that we can reach from a solid center as we go out into the world and reach out into the world. And pull in, and then we can move into life with open palm energy, allowing for whatever needs to come in, and whatever needs to go out, go out. Take one more breath. Double pigeon, right leg in front or right leg on top. Bring the palms to the soles of the feet. Gently press the feet into the hands back into the feet. Breathe. Pull in as you lean forward, one exhale at a time. Supine single leg extension, right leg up. Option to have the left knee bent or straight on the mat. You can close your eyes. And for For me, the right hip tends to shrink up towards the right armpit, so my right side body gets shorter. And if you press the right hip bone towards the front of the mat, it actually creates a gentle pull in towards midline of the legs. One more breath. Switch sides. Notice if the left hip and side body shrugs up. Press the left hip towards the front edge of your mat. Two more breaths. Be on purpose with your eyes. One more breath. I'm going to go upside down. If you want to use the block for waterfall pose, put it under the hips. If you're going to take headstand, handstand, or shoulder stand, put the block between the inner thighs or ankles to get curious around the pull in. And if you're not using the block, you can press the inner edge of the big toes together. Just a slight level 2, 1 or 2 if you're in waterfall pose, 3 or 4 if you're in a different inversion. Shoulder stand or waterfall, you could take plow pose, bring your toes towards the floor behind your head. Plow pose, you're welcome to take ear pressure. Slowly come down onto your back. Supine twist, one or both knees to the right. I like to use the block under my top shin. Switch sides. Once you feel balanced between the two sides, come back to center. If there's anything else your body needs before Shavasana, could be a happy baby, could be a Supta Baddha Konasana. Take about 3 more breaths. No rush, but when you're ready, take Shavasana, final relaxation. Any variation, if laying on your back doesn't feel good for you, you're also welcome to lay on either side in a fetal position. Have the palms open energy, either palms flat on the belly and chest or up towards the ceiling in relaxation Shavasana. Take an on-purpose breath in. Open mouth, let it go. That felt good. You could do it 1 or 2 more times. Let it go. When you're ready, you'll come back to your normal, natural breathing. See if you can be in a space of surrender, of allowing. So if anything does come in, thought-wise, energy-wise, just let it float right back out. Feeling like the ocean on the beach. Bring your awareness back to a deeper breath in. A longer exhale. You can invite movement to your extremities. And roll over to the right side into a fetal position. Check in with how you're feeling physically in this moment. Let it be however it is, without resistance. And check in mentally. How are you feeling now? Come up to a seated position. You can keep the eyes closed if that feels good. Touch the palms together at the center of the chest. Big breath in. Open mouth exhale. 3 ohms. Inhale. Ah. 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 Put your thumbs to the middle of your forehead. May all beings everywhere be blessed with happiness and freedom. May the thoughts, words, and actions of our own lives contribute to that happiness and freedom for all. We bow forward in gratitude for this practice that came to us from India and brought us together today. Thank you.